Now, a video posted by Bloomberg's campaign following Wednesday night's Democratic debate is raising some questions now about what's satire and what's manipulation. This clip, which is heavily edited, shows Bloomberg touting his business experience while his competitors stood in stunned silence. Take a look.
I'm the only one here that I think that's ever started a business. Is that fair?
Okay, later on you actually can hear the sound of crickets chirping. Twitter says that this video would likely be labeled as manipulated media under its new deepfakes policy that goes into effect in about 2 weeks. However, Facebook says the video would not violate its rules. For more on the division amongst social media companies, we're joined by KTVU tech expert Ryan Eldridge of Nerds on Call. All right, Ryan, some people would look at this and say it's a joke. Like I said, you can see that it is heavily edited. You can hear those crickets chirping, and it appears as though Twitter is saying, it would be in violation of our policy.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, the interesting thing about this video is it highlights the difference between Twitter and Facebook trying to do different things the right way. Ultimately, Twitter is saying, hey, this is possible that this is something that's been manipulated, that we don't know if people will 100% know that it's right or wrong. And so we're just not going to let that kind of distribute through our network. Meanwhile, Facebook is saying it's clearly a parody. It's clearly supposed to be funny. So we're going to go ahead and let it run. The problem is Twitter is really inconsistent in their application of their different policies. For example, last week, President Trump, or not last week, earlier this month, President Trump posted a video about Nancy Pelosi ripping up the State of the Union speech. And it was edited in between showing, veterans and showing a single mom. And that was also a parody, and Twitter left that up and allowed it to be distributed. So it's applying its rules to different people or different accounts in different ways, which can be kind of troubling.
Yeah, and is it actual people who are making these calls, Ryan? Here's the biggest problem is there is an act that came out in 1996, and it's the Communications Decency Act, specifically Section 230. In this, what it does is it protects major tech companies from anyone posting anything on their platforms, but it allows them also, the tech companies, to moderate that. So, for example, if somebody posted hate speech or a terrorist threat, they're allowed to be able to take that down, but still protecting the ability for users to post anything they want and allow free speech. The issue with this specific thing, protecting the tech companies, it kind of absolves them from all responsibility in monitoring what goes on their own platforms. Yeah.
That's what's made it so easy for Russian interference in our elections, or just basic misinformation about the coronavirus, or just about anything online, is this specific act. And in fact, William Barr is currently reviewing this specific act to see if there's some changes that need to be made. Yeah,
for folks at home, though, who say, I saw the video, I got it, it was parody, but it's not a joke, because some people do look at these and they think this is real.
Yeah, I would say that anything that can influence others and is posted online, there should be at least some sort of label. Hey, this was an edited video, or hey, this wasn't exactly. Something needs to take place. And Facebook has famously taken a back seat and said, hey, we're going to wait for Congress to regulate us before we make any major decisions. And that obviously creates inconsistency among all of the major platforms. But I think that the major tech companies need to take responsibility and decide, okay, we have the ability to moderate this content. We have total legal right to be able to decide what goes on the network. And they're putting themselves in more legal jeopardy by moderating certain certain accounts and not others. So if they're going to go and take something down that Mike Bloomberg posts that looks like it's misleading, they have to apply those same rules to any other candidate that's trying to run for Congress or president or whatever. And they're just not doing it, and it leads to confusion.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see if steps are taken so that they do, in fact, do it. In the meantime, for folks at home, just take it all with a grain of salt and really seek out those who are posting this to make sure that it is, in fact, true. Ryan Eldridge of Nerds on Call, thank you very much.